I think the worry is, or the fear is already spread over Hong Kong about cyber expression freedom.
好晨光一刻，满目苍黄，四面悲歌。看高台车飞逝，平起平一瞬间，说云落长凯旋，听真实的碎片，走过写进一卷，不风里纸片，眼眶中终于明白，不是谁家青春笑颜，岁月一旧一刷，等谁的眼看炊烟远了笑颜。 任凭谁人放眼牵挂，不止一眼。
John, the really confusing thing about this is TikTok pulling out of Hong Kong to protest a Chinese law even though it's owned by China?
Yes, though TikTok is sort of an outside of China operation. There's a similar app that operates inside China. The stakes are incredibly large here, though, Kelly. And I think that because we've never had something like TikTok in this app era that is made by a Chinese company and sort of becomes a global phenomenon, particularly here in the U.S. And I think TikTok is trying now to make an argument that it's sort of the new digital Hong Kong. Like it's Chinese, but it's global. It's based in China, but not beholden to China. And it's not clear whether China's really going to allow that. They don't seem to be allowing it for actual Hong Kong. And then there's the question, then does TikTok sort of have to pull a Taiwan and split off in the digital realm from China? And what will the implications be of that?
Right, because to me, it seems like a little bit of intentional posturing. Say, look, we're so not owned by China. We're going to pull out of Hong Kong. There's no laws if you signal to the rest of the world. You're okay using us, America. Hey, Pompeo, you don't have to ban us.
Yeah, John's point about
看高台车飞逝，一瞬间说云落长凯旋，听真实的碎片，走过写进一卷，不风里纸片，眼眶中终于明白，不是谁家青春笑颜，岁月一旧一刷，等谁的眼看炊烟远了笑颜，任凭谁人放眼牵挂。
The question is whether they can actually maintain that sort of virtualized separation, or they have to really pull it apart and say, okay, now this is a country that is not headquartered in China. It just has roots to this Chinese company. That's a big question for them.
And the TikTok issue is, again, interesting just because it is so popular and because it's Chinese owned. But let's talk about some of the other big tech companies, Nilay, Google, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Zoom, Telegram, those who are pausing or suspending cooperation with Hong Kong. How many of those have already, are not operating in China? And what happens to those who are doing so and are going to have to face the Chinese coming back to them and saying, well, then fine, you can't operate in China. You can't.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. The question is whether Hong Kong is now part of China. And I think these companies are really wrestling with that. The United States government doesn't really have a strong position on it right now, so they're kind of taking matters into their own hands. I pulled some numbers on the big three that you mentioned. In the last 6 months of 2019, Google had 48 data requests in Hong Kong. Facebook had 241. There's not that same data for Twitter, but in the first half of 2019, Twitter only had 3 data requests in Hong Kong. The question is whether, under Chinese control with this new national security law, those numbers are set to skyrocket. And I think these companies are saying, before that happens, we're going to take a breath and decide whether we want to keep doing business in this market, which is now effectively part of China. We're already not in China. The loss of business here is not a big deal, and we could just not be in this fight.